You know, when you hear the name Devin Brown, you probably think of these huge, packed arenas, maybe million-dollar product launches, sharing the stage with giants like Tony Robbins. But that's just the highlight reel. The real story, the one that's actually going to help you, isn't about all that success. Nope. It's about his inspiring, decade-long journey through failure. So, Devin Brown, he kind of lives this double life. On one hand, he is an absolute powerhouse in internet marketing. I mean, the guy's a 2 Comma Club winner, had a #1 product on ClickBank, he's a total expert in affiliate marketing, but at the same time, he's the #1 master of ceremonies in the whole entrepreneurial world. He's the guy Tony Robbins and Russell Brunson call to run their stages. He's a top-tier expert in 2 fields that honestly almost never overlap this successfully. So that brings us to the big question, right? How does someone go from feeling like a complete failure, literally burning through tens of thousands of dollars, to being the go-to guy for the biggest names in the business? Well, the answer is a pretty wild ride of accidents, insights, and a really crucial change in how he thought about everything. To really understand his success, we've got to go back to the beginning, back to his dream, and how it immediately slammed into a very, very harsh reality. His initial motivation was, well, it was surprisingly simple. It wasn't some grand, world-changing vision. He saw those late-night infomercials back in the early 2000s and just thought, hey, if that life is possible, why wouldn't I go for it? It was just this pure, unfiltered desire for financial freedom. Super relatable, right? But that dream, it led to an absolutely brutal 6-year grind. Right out of college in 2001, he just dove headfirst into everything you can imagine: MLMs, real estate, internet marketing, you name it. And to make ends meet, he was selling cars and teaching taekwondo on the side. The results? He lost a ton of money and was totally convinced that none of this entrepreneurship stuff actually worked. And this is where he had his big breakthrough. He realized the problem wasn't all these different businesses. It was his mindset. He expected to start something on a Monday and be a millionaire by Wednesday. And then it hit him. He wasn't a failure. He just kept quitting too soon. He lacked what he now calls stick-to-itiveness. Okay, so let's fast forward to the moment that changed absolutely everything. It was a total accident that launched an entirely new career he never, ever saw coming. Just picture this. It's 2005. Devin is 26 years old. He's working a sales job for a marketer named Matt Basak. He's at this huge event, and right before his boss is supposed to go on stage and speak, Matt is nowhere to be found. Vanished. So an event organizer literally shoves Devin onto the stage in front of 700 people with zero preparation. And what happens? He kills it, gets a standing ovation. And just like that, his career as an MC was born. So this new role as an MC, it gave him this incredible backstage pass to the very world he'd been trying to break into for years. And what he learned there was just invaluable. First off, he saw that making money online wasn't some kind of magic trick. It was hard work. He finally understood what it really took: building an email list, creating an audience, and consistently, day after day, showing up. For him, the whole get-rich-quick myth was officially busted. But his most powerful insight was this: the giants of the industry, the people everyone looks up to and idolizes, they're just normal people. They aren't any more special than you or me. They just made a decision to live their truth and to share their message without being afraid of what people would think. And that realization that they're just normal people fed directly into his core philosophy on how to connect with an audience, whether it's in business or up on a stage. See, audiences aren't looking for perfection. They don't want to watch some flawless robot up there. They want a real, authentic human being that they can actually connect with. He says we're all so afraid of being judged, but in reality, the audience is selfishly rooting for you to do great, because if you succeed, their experience is better. And he has the ultimate story to prove this whole idea. Early in his MC career, his boss tells him he has to kill 15 minutes on stage because a speaker is running late. Devin just panics. The only thing he can think to do is teach the whole buttoned-up, business-focused audience a hip-hop dance routine. And you know what? They absolutely loved it. That's the moment he knew authenticity was the real key. He explains it like this: when you are authentically yourself, it gives the audience permission to drop their own masks and just be authentic too. And that creates this powerful shared connection that some perfect, polished, boring speech never, ever could. To get into this mindset, he has this personal mantra right before he goes on stage. He tells himself to throw your sexy on it. It's this phrase from his old hip hop dancing days, and it basically just means get in the zone, focus on serving the audience, and let the magic flow through you without worrying about being judged. So, what does all of this mean for you? Let's talk about how anyone can apply Devin's lessons to their own life. He lives by this amazing philosophy he heard from a speaker years ago. Every single person has a unique song inside them, a purpose, a message, a truth. And your job while you're here on this planet is to sing that song as loudly and as authentically as you possibly can. Now, when he says stage, he's not just talking about a raised platform with a spotlight. I mean, like Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage. Your stage is your YouTube channel. It's your Instagram feed. It's that meeting you have at work. It's anywhere you have an opportunity to share your unique message. And his advice for getting started is it's beautifully simple. Pull out your phone, record a 60-second video. Go live on Instagram. Don't aim for perfection, just aim to start. The more you speak your message, even in these small, kind of ugly ways, the clearer it's going to become and the more comfortable you'll get on any stage. Devin Brown's story is just this powerful reminder that our biggest breakthroughs often come directly from our biggest failures, and that the most powerful message we can ever share is simply our authentic self. So it really leaves us with one final thought. All the world's a stage. What song will you sing on yours?